Welcome back, yes, back here on Rudy's World, aka the Crimson Ghost Mask Room. I'm back in town. I snuck away again for another quick vacation. Back to the good old warm Caribbean. Just yesterday I was snorkeling, and here I am back in the old room filled with monsters, latex goodness. So today we're not talking about monsters just yet. We're going to talk about a favorite, well, one of my favorite films. This is the sequel to the favorite film. And I already have the character that we're going to talk about. I have a vintage 80s version of that character. And I should tell you that the first movie is called Poltergeist. And you know, I just scored. You guys that watch the channel know I just scored a crazy Poltergeist screen use prop, which is nuts. Can't believe I got my hands on something like that. I believe it just cost a lot of money. It was that simple. But I'm kidding. My friend, agreed to sell to me. He was going to put it in auction, decided not to. I'm very grateful for that. But Poltergeist 2, yes. If you remember back, I had an 80s Reverend Kane that Paul Clemens sculpted and created. There's only a handful made, a handful known. Over time, in recent years, another one was done by Connor Dellis. The young man, at the time he was very young, he did several Texas Chainsaw Massacre pieces and ended up doing a beautiful Reverend Kane, okay? And then no one did one for a while, until right now. Yes, I'm looking at one, maybe two over there. My friend Mikey Sevier is a very talented boy. You know him if you watch the channel because he did the intro for this show. He also made several amazing masks for me, like the witches with the big pointy hats that I scored at Mask Fest. He's insanely talented. However, Mikey never really did a real character sculpture likeness, we'll call it. A likeness of anybody out there. He makes up his own characters, his own monsters. They come out amazing. But then Mikey said, guess what? I'm going to sculpt my first likeness mask. My character, but the actual likeness of a person from a film, and it's Reverend Kane from Poltergeist 2. I was like, oh boy. I said, well, it's either going to look great or it's going to look okay, because a likeness has to be on point. Otherwise, you're like, it looks okay. It's kind of like, or you're going to say, God, it looks awesome. And of course, Mikey made it look just that awesome. So awesome that I didn't buy only one copy. I bought another copy. So I've got two of them right here. Copies number 4 and 5 from the original mold. They come with cravats. They come with hats. They come with a glistening smile with rotten teeth in the back. They're beautiful. So enough of me talking. Let's check them out. Whoa, look at these guys, huh? Mikey, you did it. By golly. And we've got copy number 4 and copy number 5 of Mikey Sevier's Reverend Kane. Yes. Dude, you nailed it. And we're going to look at them in detail. You're asking yourself, why do I have two of them? Well, one of them is a gift to a friend from his wife. And I'm going to tell my friend, I'm going to say, you can't watch the new video until you get a package in the mail. Then you can watch the new Rudy's World video. So I'm dying to post this video soon, like hopefully by tomorrow. But my friend, he's going to know who, he's going to be like, oh, my wife, he'll know exactly that it's his. And his wife wants to surprise him. So I'm going to make him promise, like, don't watch the video. You just can't until your FedEx shows up. I'm going to FedEx it quick overnight so he gets it fast. Anyway, my God. Mikey, you did a great job. These have hats. Ooh, the hats are like from a hat maker. These are real hats from a hat company, a hat maker. This is not like a homemade cap. Kappas headwear from New York. Extra large. So we're going to look at these babies in detail. We're going to look at these in detail and show you the work, the beautiful likeness of Reverend Kane here by Mikey Sevier. Mikey. Dude. Wow. Not one but two. Number 4, number 5 out of the mold, original mold. They are not foam filled, they're hollow. I'm probably going to fill mine, which should be very easy. I'm going to ask Mikey if there's any holes out there. I doubt there's any holes in the casting, but I'm going to ask him. It will be easy to plug them up if there are, but my goodness, dude. So, I'm almost stepping on masks below my feet. You know, the teeth. What I said was he's got some rotten teeth. Look at that. That is so nasty. It's such a... He's got a great attention to detail with these Reverend Kanes. I can't remember how many he's making in the run. There were... they were $800, $850 shipped or something like that. You know, this is a beautiful paint job, okay? Keep that in mind. There's hair work. Mikey nailed the sculpture. They're beautiful size. My little guy down there, he's very small, my Paul Clemens one, but that's a very rare piece. And Jesus, I wanted it either way. I know I'm going in and out of the light here, guys, but hold on, I gotta prop this dude up from the back. All right, but yeah, hair work, paint work. He made the clothing and the shirts fit well. He made the cravats perfectly. Just gorgeous. They look like the one in the film. He tied them nicely. It's not fun tying these little bastards, trust me. But $800, deal. Deal, you know, if they were $1,000, $1,100, $1,200, I'd be like, I don't know. I got a lot going on. I probably shouldn't be spending that. But man, 800 was a sweet spot for custom work like this. From a character, from a film. I love the first film, and I like the second film a lot. So it was a no-brainer. And once you put his hat on him, come here, Rev. I'm a little drunk. Oh, no, hold on. There you go, buddy. I didn't have to open my friend's box, but I wanted to, number one, to show you guys. I know it's dark with his hat on. I wanted to show you the consistency in Mike's work. Okay, Mikey's work. Very consistent paint from this one to this one. And I was studying these guys earlier. Hold on, let me pick them up. There's, like, look at that. There's veining, nice paint. There's nice paint work. I don't know if you could tell with this camera or not, but the veins look like they're nice and veiny and blue under the skin. He's got some age, you know, like liver spot type stuff going on in his temple there, I could tell. His skin, like, there's a lot of different toning going on through the skin, and it is quite realistic, especially the teeth, and it's awesome. Mikey, you did a stellar job here on this project. I could not wait to see how they were going to turn out, and it wasn't a crazy long wait, maybe a few months or something like that, but My goodness, dude. Good old Reverend Kane. You did great. And the size is beautiful. They are life size all day long. Life size. I mean, it's... What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments. Did Mikey do a good job? Of course he did. I don't need to hear it from you guys. But yeah, if you're happy with Mike's work, let him know. And he may still have them available. I'll put Mikey's info, of course, on the screen. And if he's got them available, I'm telling you, I highly recommend this piece. I recommend anything he does. He will also paint up blanks for you people out there. I got a lot of questions over Facebook messages like, who could paint a blank for me? And there's a lot of talented people. Mikey has his own style, and he does a great job. So I'm sure you can see some of his work out there. Lots of people have sent him pieces to paint over the years, over recent years. So hit him up for paint jobs, for custom work, for likeness work. Now you can see he's good at likenesses. I'm telling you. Good job, Mikey. I'm very happy. I'm keeping my number 4 copy. I reserved that. I said, I'm going to need another one. So give me number 5 for my friend from his wife. So, my goodness. Beautiful. Beautiful, Mikey. All right, now I need to... Oh, I got to run upstairs and grab a mask. All right, we're back. That was the door squeaking. It wasn't me. Okay. I recently participated in helping a mask maker out there with an Instagram project. Is that thing crooked? I hope not. The camera looks crooked. Is it though? Anyway, that artist, that mask maker's name was Mark Hansen. The great Mark Hansen. Yes. You guys know his work. If you're on Instagram and you're following mask makers, I know you're following Mark Hansen. He makes some cool stuff. And there's a picture of me from Mask Fest where I'm standing next to his booth. And he had this goofy, crazy character he developed on a female mannequin body. And he had this ugly-ass creature face, this person. It's not a creature, it's a crazy human looking weirdo zombie ghoulish man face, and he stuck it over the mannequin, and I was laughing. I go, that's great. I took a picture by it, or a picture with it, and I participated in Mark's. He had a thing on Instagram where he was doing like a contest, and I promoted it for him. And he said, I'm going to make you any pick out a mask, whatever you want. I'm going to make it for you because you helped me out. I'm like, that's not even necessary, but hell yeah, I will. Okay, so I'm glad to help any of you guys out there that need promoting, your mask business and whatnot. I have another one that is sending me something. He sent me a lot of images already on Facebook. I'm going to get you in the next video, so don't worry. But yeah, Mask Manor. Mark made me this crazy mask. Look at this. He sent it to me as a gift. Well, it's for helping out. And I was so excited because I just stared at this thing at Mask Fest. And I said, that thing's crazy. I love it. It's even wearable. I can wear this for Halloween. I'd have to squeeze this over my head, but it's possible. I may have to do a little slit in the back. I bet Mark maybe puts a little slit for true wearable copies, but he has the slits over the eyes to be wearable. Mark Hansen, thank you. You make a lot of cool stuff. You're a great guy. He's an awesome person. We talked at the show, exchanged t-shirts, and awesome work. So I had to show you guys Mark's mask that he sent me because I love it, and it's here in the good old collection now. Do I have a stand? Not handy. Oh boy. So no, please, you're getting me full of hair. All right. Don't make me yell at you. You know how the people love when I yell at you. So I'm gonna do a comparison video. Yes, 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 because I got a box here, guys, from a company called, what is this place called? They're called, Trick or Treat Studios. Sent me a box. And I said, here's what I want. I want some more black skulls. What does that mean? Does that mean I'm going to be painting more on this channel? Probably. I got some cool ideas for skulls. So I got 3 more of these bad boys, right? They are really cool. Like, they're really, really cool. But I also got a Halloween 3 trio. Yeah. The newest ones from Trick or Treat Studios. Okay? And I've had a lot of people recently say, please talk about these on your channel. Give them a review, blah, blah, blah. Compare them to the real masks. Another black blank. Tagged and all. And another. So I got 3 of those babies. Plus I got 2 others that my friend Darren Williams sent me with the trade we did. I'm definitely keeping some of them black because who knows if they all someday will all be custom painted down the road, you know? Keep a black one. Don't paint them all, guys. You never know. So yeah, we're going to compare. And here's the thing. Before I even say any more words about this, nothing beats the real thing, okay? Whether it's masks, whether it's muscle cars, you know, whether it's parts for muscle cars, whether it's vintage, I don't know, art, watches, you know, if you replicate stuff, nothing is like the real thing, okay? So you can't go, oh my God, compare these to the real ones, Rudy, because there's not going to be, it's not going to be comparable in a way. Like I'm not going to sit here and do that because in my mind, a guy like me wants the original vintage powder pigment masks that I wanted in 1983. Okay, I was staring at that ad in 83 in Fangoria. So to me, like, I'm the wrong guy to say, do a comparison. Because I'm going to say, no way do these top those original 82s or 83s. But what we will do is look at them in detail. And I will tell you my opinion, you know, the quality, whatever you want to know out there. I'll tell you everything I can. And one question that always comes up is the color of the hood on Halloween 3 Green Witches. I'll see guys going, no, it's this color. No, it's more like this. No, and they're all going, you know. And I'll show them like 10 photos of 10 different witches. Here's what the hoods look like. However, when you take a picture of it, it never looks like the picture. It never looks like the real thing. So until you get them in your hands, it's tough. So we can compare side to side. The Green Witch I have with the new one, but you know, I've seen a lot of variations of these masks since 2012, and I know for a fact already before opening this pumpkin, these blow away what Don Post was putting out in 2012. I got those in my hands, and I'm like, what is this? It feels like plastic. It was just this, you know. This does not feel like that hard pumpkin. it was such a turnoff. I'm like, this is Don Post Studios, and they're making, you know, no offense, Don Jr. So one thing you have to take into consideration is when you shoot this pumpkin under light, it's glowing too much. It's got to be a hot spot, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to video it with the old iPhone. If I was shooting this from far away, it would like get real hot on the camera, like bright. So I'm going to shoot it with this to show you what it really looks like. I mean, it's fucking gorgeous. This is probably one of the finest pumpkins known to exist in the entire hobby. With both tags. I'm not going to mess with them right now. But yeah. $22.98 it says on the back of that tag. Huh! Now it sells for more than 100 times that price. Right? Right, buddy? Isn't that right, Pumpkinhead? So, on this screen, and probably that screen, it's not as intense bright as it should be. It's not that day glow look, okay? Barrel, shut up. We'll use some of this footage in there just for the heck of it, because what you're seeing on the GoPro, it's real hot on, like, up here. It's like shining from the light, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, the old Green Witch and the old Pumpkinhead. These are 1983 copies. As you can tell by the blue and white care sheet, the care tag. Whoa, hold on. There we go. Very, very tough mask to foam fill. And Dante did one hell of a job with this one. It's got a little slight, you know, little indentation on the back underneath, but this is super gorgeous. Okay, this is absolute and this is an absolute gorgeous example of that rare mask. We haven't talked about these babies on camera in a long time, have we? So yeah, I've been getting guys saying, please do a comparison, you know, and I'm not going to take Justin's, you know, creations, put them on camera and go, this is nothing like that mask. But it is. It is like it. And the thing, okay, so I'll tell you my favorite detail on what they did. I will leave that for last. You know, these blow away the previous 2 or 3 attempts that Don Poe Studios and Trick or Treat Studios put out. This is their finest release of a Pumpkinhead, if you ask me. It is, you know, there's differences in the sculpture. I see little differences in the sculpture, like, you know, it is what it is. I'm not going to get into how this one was made or what mold was used, blah, blah, blah. But it's different. There's different. Get out of here. I wonder if there's like powder or something on this thing. Okay, number 1. Let's look at size. Okay, size is important. Size matters. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get some stuffing here. Now you guys can see next to the real thing. So size looks great. It's very similar in size. I'll say it's similar. Okay, like this triangle, you know, maybe a hair smaller than that one. I'd have to get a measuring instrument out to tell you, but it's close. It's super close. One thing that always bothered me with all of the newly made pumpkins out there, no matter who was making them, who was recasting them, who was producing them, this is a personal detail that bothered me, that a lot of people out there wouldn't even bother. It wouldn't bother them unless they had a real one in their hands. Was, I've talked about it years ago, the mouths are always blown out. Okay, the mouths are always blown out, meaning this looks like you carved a jack-o'-lantern. Okay, and all the modern castings of these, the mouths are blown out a little bit. See, you can kind of maybe push them in. If you're foam filling these things out there, try to push that mouth in a little bit. Try to make this bottom shelf straight. Okay, you know what I'm saying? It's not a shelf, but it's surfaces of the top two teeth. It's just the way it is. It's the rubber they're using. I'm sure it's very difficult to get that, the way they're producing them, to be exactly like that. I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you a detail on a lot of pumpkins out there that came way after these. That was the one thing I was like, it just bugged me, you know. However, paint job is very nice. They even darkened the lines. When I recreated the factory powder paint, the pigment finish, I didn't take that step and darken the lines. I was like, I'm done. Like, I was so done after finally getting that powder pigment to lay out on the pumpkin I did years ago. It was a real pumpkin I restored and got the finish exact. I was just too lazy to go and do the lines. They did the lines. They darken them. It's great. They're slit slightly in the back for wearing, which is nice. You can get on your head. A lot of people like to wear these suckers for Halloween. I see kids running around as the Halloween 3 trio, and it warms my heart. Yes, awesome. So they're tagged. They got a factory tag on them. My favorite thing, my favorite thing that Justin has done. Okay, he pulled it off. He did it. He made a great pumpkin for all you guys out there that want this and say, "There's no way I could afford $1,000, $2,000, $3,000." I wouldn't get. Someone said, "I'll give you $4,000 for that." I'd be like, "No, I wouldn't sell it." This is amazing to get in your hands for the price they sell it for. And one thing that never held up nicely in my mind over the years when people put these out, meaning Dompo Studios, they were using goofy screens back then. These are much cooler. It looks like window screening. It's not the exact, these are little circles, but it looks a hell of a lot better than the screening that people were using. I remember the Tharps even sent me screening. They were, "Oh, we'll send you some screening for your mask." I was so excited thinking it was this. I was all excited thinking the Tharps sent me that exact screening, but no, it was like satin Nike gym short material, you know, like that with the little dots in it, like from the 80s. It was really weird. It was softer. This window screening looks a hell of a lot better and even more correct than the stuff that you see on previous released masks. I'm pretty sure this was never used on the other ones. I like it though. They kicked it up a notch. I'm very happy with what they've done. Plus, there are dudes out there like Colin Pickering, the boy wonder. He's customizing pumpkins, these Trick or Treat Studios pumpkins, brightening them up, and they look fantastic. I bet he had a time painting them. If you want one rehauled, hit him up. He's a nice young man. You could tell him I sent you. Maybe he'll paint you one up. I don't know. I ain't gonna do it. But you can make these look even better, even brighter. You know, this is very bright. This is very bright. But on screen right now, they're not looking super bright, but they are. This is day glow, but it's also aged. What, 85 years? No, this this is nice orange. It's got day glow, but you can definitely get it brighter and brighter with paint. I think they need to be brighter. Remember, they're doing assembly line work. They're pumping them out. They're doing a great job. I'm not complaining about this mask. And it's got the shamrock. There you go. So it's flexible, you know, not like those old masks where they felt plasticky and the rubber was like, oh, what the hell's that? So that's great. I like it. And there's going to be something special I have to tell you guys after we finish talking about these, because I'm going to do something with this trio that no one else is probably doing. Oh, no. You'll see. You'll see. All right, hang tight. Now, let's talk about the old Green Witch. Do you have to sit on my chair every time? Huh? Every time, huh? I missed you while I was away. Yes, I did. Oh. All right. Let's carefully remove this one and pull out the Green Witch. Yes. The Trick or Treat Studios Green Witch. The Don Post Studios Trick or Treat Studios. Don Post Studio Trick or Treat Studio Green Witch. Whoa, 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 whoa. This hood is falling off. Hold on. I think it's got one attached part, like a staple or something. She's got the ears, guys. She's got the ears. She's got the red tongue.
She's into malakas, Dino. She's into malakas.
Let's see what she looks like on the old stand. All right, hold on. Trying to get her fixed up. I like that she's got a nicer quality hood than I remember on some of the other ones. The green ones from back in the day, the 2012 Don Post ones, were nice, but they're way too green. I don't know how to explain this. Let me stare at this through the camera behind it. You're not seeing true color. You're almost seeing true color here. It is this color in person looks different than you're seeing it. I'm gonna try to photograph it. Okay, and I'll put the photograph in the video. Let me see what it looks like on photo. Oh yeah, the photo looks... All right, listen up. The photos I'm taking now, not there. But when I take the photo, it's going to show you a lot closer to what the actual color, and I will try to mess with it and bump up the color of the contrast a little bit so you guys can see what the Green Witch hood actually looks like. But nobody has this color fabric. So what do you want them to do? What do you want Justin to do? What do you know? They're producing a great witch at a great price for you guys out there. This witch, a lot of people are rehauling. They're customizing them, and they're looking pretty good out there. I actually told some people little details recently that nobody knew unless you had a real one in your hands, what they should be doing. A lot of guys are shooting the eyebrow black on straight on. They shot this on a slight angle, like they were holding the mask like this, shooting this way, so it's catching that little area, and you're actually getting a little tiny bit of black fogged in on those wrinkles. I should have never told you people this. This should have been my little thing. And then watch everyone go, look at my witch, I did the best witch ever. I'd be like, no you didn't. No you didn't. Guys are going on about the yellow. There's yellow in the cheeks. But anyway, this is a different type of green. It's not the rich Dayglow green, but it's a nice quality mask. This to me was, if these were available back in the day when people I knew and friends were trying to make our own versions and paint them up, you can get a brand new casting with ears, with a hood, that you can totally rehaul and repaint for a very low price through Trick or Treat. Most of the ones they sell are going to be worn as Halloween masks, and people do not care. So TOTS, T-O-T-S, what you guys have to understand is they're not making these masks for you guys watching my channel. Okay, they're making Halloween masks for worldwide distribution to sell for Halloween use. That's what they're doing. And you'll get guys in weird little mask groups thinking you're the end-all be-all say-so, like, what are they doing? They didn't do this, or this is wrong. You're not the target audience here, okay? Keep that in mind. They're making mass-produced masks, okay? So you can't sit there going, oh my God, us collectors, blah, blah, blah. You know, you're not the, us collectors aren't gonna, you know, make ends meet with the company when they have to sell 1,000 of these babies, and there's what, a little handful of you guys out there that are gonna paint these up and put them on your shelves. I get it, but you have to understand the way what this is all about. Okay, they're selling Halloween masks. Just like Don Post was selling Halloween masks in the day, they're selling Halloween masks, mass producing them. They're doing a damn good job. And the good thing is, if you want to rehaul a witch, the cool thing is they didn't attach the hood in a zillion spots. They did it in one little area, like one little staple or something. I think it's a staple. So you could probably, if it is a staple, no, it's string. It's actually like string, like a stitch. You could wrap this in a paper bag and tape it up and not get any paint on it. Once your casting dries, drape the hood back down, restitch it, staple it later if you remove it. But what I'm saying is you're getting a freaking Halloween 3 witch casting at a low price with a hood. If you want to customize it out there, make it look more like this one, this is a great, great foundation to work with. Most of the castings out there that were flying around people's hands back then, they didn't have ears at all because they were from the metal mold. They were from the metal mold I had, which was a Hagatha, wasn't a green witch, didn't have the ears. But whatever. They're producing nice masks, and you're never going to get the real thing. You're never going to get in anything. Like I said, if there's a vintage Les Paul guitar and they can make a new one now, you think collectors are going to be drooling over the new one like they would the original? They're like, no, that's the real deal. Okay, you see what I'm saying? Everyone came to me like, oh my God, did you hear the announcement? Trick or Treat Studios is going to bring Don Post Studios back. Are all your masks going to drop in value? I said no. I go, it's a wonderful thing, but they're not going to collapse. That's not going to collapse the vintage mask market. These are always going to be loved by guys like me that wanted this back in the day. You know, and now there's younger guys that get it. They're like, yeah, those are badass. But you can't compare exact, you know, it's tough. They're doing a fine job. What else? Oh yeah, the skull. The good old skull. Speaking of Don Post masks, I was just offered a nice group of amazing vintage Don Post masks. It would cost me thousands once again if I buy them. I would replace a bunch that I sold off in the recent years, that's for sure. Will it happen? I don't know. Now we're back to the old skull. So this is different than this, okay? It is not the vinyl skull, correct? Oh, and I gotta make one correction. Justin, I'm sorry. This is latex rubber. Latex. I said in that video when I was looking at the new Don Post masks Darren sent me, I said that the new Ghost Skull did not glow in the dark. It does glow. Yes. Guys are like, oh, it does glow. I'm like, ah, shit. I like put a light on it and I looked, I just couldn't see it glowing. Maybe I didn't have a strong enough light. Whatever, it was bright in here. So Justin, I'm sorry, but I did pin in the comments. I said, oh, I was wrong, it does glow. Don't take my word for buying these things. I'm just babbling up here, and sometimes I make mistakes, right? There, I popped it back into shape. I think these will always need a little bit of heat manipulation to get them the way you want them. However, for being a latex rubber mask, it looks phenomenal. It looks just like a vintage white skull from the film, you know? Is it jumbo? It's probably close. It's probably got little differences. The main thing is, can it fit on your head? Can you wear this and have fun with it? I would say yes, you could. I'm not going to do that right now, but if you are not happy with this one, okay, and you say, I don't like it, it's cheaper than it should be because the old school skulls were badass and heavier, then buy this one and get your little sponge out and get some white paint and make this, right? It's very easy, and I taught you how to do it in a recent video. So, all right, let me put the old pumpkin head away before he falls off and I scream for 3 weeks straight. Come on, girl. Come on, baby. I'll show you where these guys are sitting. All right. Uh-huh. There you go. Back in their little houses. All right. It's getting a little cleaner in here. I've been away. I was on vacation again. But I gotta get these old pop cans out of here. I'm redoing all this still. I just had to put them up. I didn't want them on the basement floor before I left town. New battery. New Halloween 3 Trio by Trick or Treat Studios. AKA Don Post Studios. AKA Elusive Concepts. AKA Topstone. Blah, blah, blah. So, now what do I do with these? What do I do with these, huh? We're going to give them away, guys. Yes! Yes! We're going to give away a Halloween 3 Trio to you guys. You'll have a chance to win these if you can't afford to buy them. You're going to get them for free. I'm going to ship them to you for free. As long as you're in this country of the United States of America, the lower 48 to be exact. Even you bastards out in California, where everything is where everything's very expensive to ship all the way out there, I'll still ship it to you at no charge. No extra cost. Anyway, you'll have to go to my Instagram. Follow my Instagram if you don't already. I'm going to put a photo up. I'll do an official picture, like, here's a giveaway. It's a big giveaway, right? You must share that photo. You must tag me in the photo, just like the old days. Share it, tag it, tell your friends. You don't have to tag 3 friends, but it would be nice, you know, it'd be nice to tag some people that aren't followers. And what is today? Let's make this easy. Easter Sunday will be the cutoff. Midnight Easter Sunday, it's over. I will then draw the name out of a mask, out of a, well, no, I would say a hat. Well, maybe we'll use his hat, whatever. We will write all the names down. I'll cut them out, whatever I do. And we will draw it live for you on camera. I may have to do it on Instagram or Facebook. I'll probably do it on Instagram so you know it's live and not pre-recorded, okay? And then you'll win this beautiful trio. Yes. And hopefully it'll go to someone that doesn't have 5 sets of them already. Hopefully they'll go to someone that needs them, wants them, loves them. And maybe I'll do another giveaway after that. We will see, because there's lots of cool stuff here. I'll be busy for a while. Hopefully I can squeeze out another video after this. If not, some very important stuff is going on. So just bear with me, all right? Once again, the work of Mikey Sevier blows my mind. Isn't that right? Yes, sir. He did a good job. Yes, he did. Oh, my God. All right. Thank you, everyone. I love you all. Please like this video. Smash the like button. Subscribe. Subscribe. The subscribers are going up. I don't do this for the money, but it's nice to get a little money every month from YouTube, you know. I know that the ads, I hate ads on YouTube videos, but this is so much work. If I don't even know what I'm making. I have no idea, but it's okay. It's better than zero. It's not, I don't do this for the money, but hey, I'll take it, right? Every little like, every little subscription counts. Maybe someday I'll have 10,000 subscribers. I got friends with 700,000 subs. And they're like, oh, you gotta just keep making videos every week. You can't stop. I'm like, well, that ain't happening. I'm too busy. So, all right. Thank you. And I'll see you soon. Good night. Get out of here.